Back to K24 News Cut. Let's move on. As protests in Nairobi's CBD enter their third day, businesses have ground to a halt with many shops forced to close. Despite this disruption, some business owners have noted the peaceful nature of the demonstrations, attributing any potential disruptions to police actions rather than protesters. They are arguing the government to address their concerns and reconsider the contentious Finance Bill 2024 currently under debate in Parliament, which they deem punitive.
Tukiangalia polisi pia wanachochea kidogo vijana ndio sasa kukue na mavurungu, lakini hatutaki hiyo. Sasa kwa sasa tunataka amani. Tunaandamana tu kwa amani. Ndio sasa chenye tunataka ni sisi serikali itusikize chenye tunahitaji. Na kwa biashara tumehangaika sana, like sasa hakuna pesa. Ukiangalia watu kwa mall hakuna, unakaa hadi saa 7 hujauza cause hakuna pesa, hakuna biashara cause vitu zote zimepanda juu. Watu wengi hawaingii town kabisa cause wanaogopa kama kutaharibika, kunaweza kuwa na virugu mingi sana. Mtu anaweza kuja uumie. Sasa watu watu wengi wanaogopa kuingia sana wanaogopa kuingia, ndio mtu asiumizwe ama ukunywe tear gas. Ni vibaya pia. Nikiendelea hivyo itatuadhiri vibaya.
Hakuna wateja kama venye unavyoangalia saizi, hakuna wateja. Tumekaa tukisubiria. Tunahofia pia sisi kuibiwa nini, but ya saizi at least imekuwa peaceful kidogo.
Hatutaki finance bill ipite, na iwapo finance bill itapita 2027 bado tunangoja wabunge wote, tutawapeleka nyumbani as Gen Z. And another thing, how sisi ndio watu wengi wenye last time hatuku vote, but this time tutajitokeza to vote sote.
Well, the ongoing peaceful demonstrations have also been taking part in different sections of the country and towns. We now want to cross over to Uasin Gishu County and join our reporter Timothy Simo, who's live in Eldoret, to bring us up to speed in what is transpiring in that location. Talk to me.
Alan, right? We are along the Uganda Road in Eldoret, and what you are saying me are chaotic scenes of demonstrators who have been indefatigable since morning around 10:30 a.m. when they started their demonstrations. They've been moving across the town of Eldoret. They had moved a little bit outside town. We were told that they were headed to Huruma Estate. This is one of the informal settlements in town. This later they have again one of the characteristic demonstration is that so far so good. They have been peaceful. There has been no incident of looting and violence. A few minutes ago, when a young man tried to snatch a mobile phone from one of the demonstrators, and that is actually what has occasioned the chaos you see at the moment. It's very likely that he might actually suffer a lynching. But just allow me to speak to some of the young demonstrators who have come out today so that they can add their voice. To note, of course, is that they are objecting Finance Bill 2024, and they have since morning. They are saying the only thing that will get them off the road is when the government listens and, of course, changes its mind entirely about this finance bill. Utaanza kutuambia jina lako na utuambie tu umekuwa kwenye haya maandamano tangia asubuhi. Wewe kama kijana, kama youth, ni nini ambacho kimekumotivate kubaki hapa since morning?
My name is Esther from Uasin Gishu. I was supposed to be in school, but now because of the finance bill of 2024, and for the girls, we're gonna suffer because for us, they are very expensive. We can't afford. Second of all, it's all about our health. It's very high. For those who have cancers, they cannot be treated again because planning. Alafu tena, sisi ni wa Kenya. Ulituambia utatusaidia kama the hustler at the bottom up. Ukasema mama mboga utawasaidia, wako wapi? So ungetuambia ulimistake kusema mama mboga instead of mama mboga. Watu wa pikipiki pia uliwaambia. Saizi ndio hawa sisi tunasuffer. Let me give the opportunity to my friend here, Chela.
Mimi naitwa Chela ama wenye wananijua kama Chenye nataka kusema, wacha hata nisiongee kizungu. Saizi watu wote wenye wako hapa, ukiwauliza lazima kuna mtu familia yake ako na kansa, ama alikufa na kansa, ama atapata kansa. Mkiongeza 16% kwa medication ya kansa, mnataka aje? Aidha mshukishe bei, ashuke akuja tuongee.
Thank you very much. Okay, they are running away, Alan. Any other person that wants to give their opinion?
Message is Zakayo lazima ashuke. Taxation is very high. Kazi yake ni kupanda ndege. Hata saa hii ni Batman tu. Hatuko sure kama saa hii yako kwa hii nchi. Maybe saa hii ameanza kupanga makaunta suit ameweka kwa ndege. Nikungoja tu apige simu na aseme leo ni wapi.
Sisi tunaumia. This is Dawide Kwenye. Rule number 1, reject. Rule number 2, reject. Rule number 3, reject. Na nimemaliza.
So, Alan, have been this morning within the county of Uasin Gishu, and one thing that has stood out actually is the numbers of the young men and women who have come out to be a part of these demonstrations. That the basic intention is to reject the Finance Bill 2024, which continues to attract a lot of mixed reactions from Kenyans. And of course, we know that across the country, various towns and counties continue to hold these demonstrations. The numbers are huge and overwhelming, like I said. Like I said also, the demonstrations have been peaceful so far for the most part. We have not seen any incident. Part since morning, they have also avoided, getting confrontational like we have seen. Not a single canister has been hurled towards demonstrators. We have not seen anyone otherwise, throwing projectiles at business people. It's also fair to mention that business people within the town of Eldoret have taken precaution just to make sure that they do not run into people can be tempted to loot their property and their valuables. So we are still right here following up closely to this demonstration, and what Kenyans will do, if at all, end and reject the
Well, a big thank you to Timothy Seymour. Despite that slight technical hitch at the end right there, you've just seen young people in Eldoret town express their feelings and say that it's time for their voices to be heard, or else they're not going to relent on the same. Still on issues pertaining to those very same protests, we want to cross over to County 001 in Mombasa and join our reporter, Frederick Kai, who's on standby and speaking to those very same residents within the coastal CBD. Let's cross over to that location.
Tumesema Jose, kama vile mnavyosikia, we are not interested with that financial bill. We do not want anything to do with it. Now we want to say this, as vijana, kama Gen Z, tutakuwa line ya mbele wase. Tumesema kwamba itakuwa ni sisi. This revolution, tutaiongoza sisi wenyewe. Na tumesema kama Wakenya tumefanya nini? Tumechoka. Wakenya wamefanya nini? Tumechoka.
Punda amechoka. Wabunge, punda amechoka. Punda amechoka. And we want good medical. In between my body lifestyle, you're passing through with your taxes. We are not going to allow that. We want good medical policies. We don't want to lease our land. We want the government to take action, especially our MPs. Mtusikize na mtusikize vizuri. We are the ones who put you in that seat. We are the ones, you're supposed to represent us. You're supposed to represent our needs. If it is not that way, you go home. You join us and being a civilian. Utenda nyumbani.
It's on our own. Hatujalipwa.
Tuambie ma-MPs wetu wa Mombasa, wako ma-MPs 6, tukianza na Mishi, aliongea vizuri sana bungeni, akiwa anatusupport. Tunangojea ma-MPs wengine, tunangojea nani Mohamed Ali, Machele, tunangoja Badi, tunangoja hadi yule wa Changamwe. You should vote no the finance bill. Sisi wakazi wa Mombasa tumekataa na tunakataa. Na tunasema, I want to be very, very clear and categorical that we are the hirers and we are the firers. And if you continue with this nonsense, we will take you back home where we took you from. I want you to remind you this, that we are the boss. We are the boss. Kwa hivyo kabla ufanye kitu, you listen to what we are saying. We cannot tolerate this again. We are the Gen Z bana. Gen Z is a movement. Gen Z is a whole nation. Don't play around with us. Don't bring your answers to us. Tumetoka na nyinyi bwana. Kwani iko nini?
And we are not fake. Hatujalipwa na kutoka. We go.
We are not number 4.
Yet again, scenes of very passionate young people right there in the coastal region, what we popularly refer to as the Gen Zs, right there having their moment, expressing what they feel about this particular finance bill. Let's move on to other updates. Tensions flared in Embu Town today as hundreds of impassioned youth flooded the streets protesting against the controversial finance bill 2024. The demonstrators, fearing dire economic repercussions, flocked the busy Embu Town, demanding their members of parliament to reject the proposed legislation. The protest, marked by fervent chants and resolute speeches, saw youths wielding placards embezzled with bold messages condemning the bill. They said if the bill will sail through, it will cripple their already strained finances and push them into further hardship.
Tumeungana leo ku reject the finance bill, hatutaki kuwe amended. Kama sasa hii Embu County wasichana wana sanitary towels, na yet tunaona serikali inataka kuongezea ushuru katika hizo sanitary towels. Tunataka kuwauliza, vijana tumechoka ama hatujachoka? Tumechoka ama hatujachoka? Tunataka wa reject ama wa amend. Tunakuja hapa tena kwa hiyo ofisi ya huyu MP wetu Bwana Mokonji. Tunasikia amenipa vijana ndio wasitokee kwa hii maandamano ya leo. Mokonji kama yuko rafiki yetu, kama asimami na sisi, yeye ni adui yetu. Mokonji ni adui ama si adui?
Wameslice budget ya health, na kama sasa tuseme kitu kama Linda Mama, sisi vijana president anashinda akituambia tuoe tupate familia. Linda Mama kitambo tulikuwa tunaenda hospitali, mabibi zetu walikuwa wanajifungua bure. Sasa hizi tunaona kuna kosi yenye itakuanga hapo ya kujifungua. Tunauliza na sisi ni wafanyakazi wadogo, wenye biashara wadogo. Maisha ikiendelea kupanda hivi na wanatuambia tuoe, wanataka tukae bachara.
I want to ask all our members of parliament to reject the bill in entirety. We don't want any amendment to the bill. We want the bill to be rejected in its entirety. And let me remind them that they were not elected to go to the parliament to serve their party lots. They were sent there to represent the member of their constituencies. So, MPs, come back to your right senses and see that this bill is real.
A section of the youth in K24 County of today joined the countrywide demonstrations to compel MPs to reject the Finance Bill 2024. The youth are calling on leaders to reject the bill in totality as opposed to amending a few sections.
Tuna reject finance bill in totality. Wametoa motor vehicle tax, lakini road maintenance levy imepanda na 39%. Hiyo ni nini? Wametoa ati tax ya imported pads, lakini ngapi zina manufacture Kenya?
3%.
In a country that people are already poor, una tax pads kwa nini? Sasa tusinyeshe, reject finance bill.
Reject. Tumeamua sasa. It's our time. The future is now.
Yes.
The problem in this country is not about revenue collection. It's about the expenditure.
Yes.
The expenditure in this country is a mess.
Yes.
Hatuwezi kuwa tunatoa tax, watu wakuja waturingia hapa na mashamba. Reject.
Huyu mtu wa kusema ati mama mboga, watu wa bodaboda, huyu zakao wenyewe sasa ametufinya kabisa. Hiyo bill si tuna reject sisi wote kabisa na tumekataa. Tunasema this time hatujagui mtu mwenye wanaturingia na mavieti huku kwa barabara. Round hii tumekuja kubomoa, kuharibu, tuna reject au sio? Tunakataa, sio? Ndio.
K24 organization has condemned police brutality against protesters of the 2024 finance bill. During a public event in Kilifi, Executive Director Peter Kiama criticized the police for disrupting peaceful demonstrations and called for investigations by the Independent Policing Oversight Authority (IPOA) and the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights. Kiama also urged MPs to reject the finance bill.
To give us a finance bill that takes care of our interest. We demand the unconditional release of all those who are arrested while exercising their fundamental rights and freedoms. We also demand that the police cease interfering with peaceful demonstrations and provide security in the ongoing demonstrations as required by law. Those are peaceful demonstrations, and the only job that the police have to do is to give security to the demonstrators. We also demand that the Independent Policing Oversight Authority and the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights investigate police conduct during yesterday's demonstrations and take expedited action on officers who were involved in violating the Constitution.
Well, Kisumu residents too had their share of the demonstrations, as earlier today they converged at the Kondele roundabout to express their feelings, leading all the way into the CBD, as you can see on your screens right there.
What we want to say today is that the bill before the House on the hill is both a charade, it is a sham, and a sleepboat. We are not going to allow that. We know that the bill is having 3.9 trillion, and what is going to be deducted from the direct tax is a total of 3.354 trillion. The problem we have today is because we elected small boys and little girls in parliament. It is a serious racketeering that we're not going to allow. We have high age of everyone that is taking place. We know that people of this republic are 50 million. If you divide 3.354 trillion by 50 million Kenyans, therefore every Kenyan schoolgoers are going to pay 67,080. People power. People power.
Anataka kutuwekea taxes kwa bats, haiwezekani. We want this man achane na hii issue ya bin. Anataka tunyeshe wapi? Tunyesha ni something that is biological. Si lazima atukazie maisha. Ruto must go and he must go.
We don't want the bill amended. We want it rejected. Yes. What do you mean? How is Ruto's wife being paid 669 million for what?
Yes.
We want the bill rejected. We strongly reject.
Well, still on issues pertaining to protests, let's join our reporter Boniface Msangi, who's in Mombasa, to bring us up to speed on what is transpiring currently at that location. Boniface, speak to me.
Thank you very much, Alan Owiyo. We're here at Uhuru Nakazi building, which is the headquarters of the Coast region. I'm here with a demonstrator who started the demonstration at the famous Elephant Tusk at the CBD. Then they headed to the central CBD places where the poster. Then they take about turn to this destination here. Here they're just calling on the county commissioner to also give his side on the, to give his opinion on the finance bill. With me here, just some of the youth are very young. They call themselves as Gen Z. They just talk on them what their issue about this finance bill, because they say that it is better for the government or for the parliament to totally reject the bill than just amend it. I'll just talk to some of them here. Just tell me what's your name and what's your opinion about this financial bill, and why are you demonstrating today?
My name is Karim Mohammed. The reason why we are opposing this finance bill is, first of all, we don't want any amendment on this bill. For us, we're only fighting for rejection of it. The bill is against us, the people, inatufinya. This bill umetokea inatufinya. The mwanamke alisema nampigania mama mboga mtu wa chini. The same bill inakuja inamkanyaga. The taxes on vitu kama matairi, mtu wa mkokoteni, ataishi vipi na kama hiyo taxi pia itamshinda. So we see kwamba as Gen Z, tukingojea somebody aje atushike mkono, atuenue, tutangojea sana. Time to time tumekuwa tukingoja baba, but it's time for us youth tuamke. Sisi wenyewe we fight for what we want, kwa sababu ngoja humiza matumbo, na muda umefika for us to fight for what we want.
There is some of the issues which you are addressing now here have been already addressed. The government has said that they has removed some of the taxes, but what's your side on that?
For us, we don't want amendment. We want rejection of the finance bill, because I'm sure there are some bills hapo chini we don't know about ambazo zitatukandamiza. For us, we want for them wakae chini to come up with a completely finance bill. For us, so tunasema reject finance bill, not amendment.
How are you going to push this demonstration going forward?
So far, I'm here on behalf of medical teams. We are here to offer services in case kuna any injury. We are offering services for watu wa demonstrating. Na tunaambia tunawa support. It's also free, just in case of anything. Just look for us. We are around here. Tumevalia scrub na lab coats. Yeah.
Kazungu, just come here. We also have some members from the civil society. Why are you here today?
My name is Peter Kazungu. I work for K24. I'm here to offer support to the young Kenyans who are out and who are tired of the lies that this government has propagated against them for so long. This is a generation that is saying enough is enough. Wajinga walisha Kenya. Vile ambavyo Ruto ameshinda akisema kwamba hakuna wajinga Kenya, wajinga wameisha Kenya, na sasa wanaonesha kwamba wajinga hauwezi kudanganya watu mwaka mzima alafu mwaka wa pili unaendelea kudanganya tena. Wakenya wamechoka. Ukisema hakuna pesa, sisi wengine hatuna pesa, tuko nyumbani. Wewe kila siku uko kwa ndege uko nje unaambia hakuna pesa. Ukienda hupati per diem ukienda. Anafikiri hatujue per diem zile ambazo anapata kila saa kitoka nje.
Some people ask you, do you have the zeal and the energy to sustain these demonstrations?
Sisi kama the older generation tumekuwa kwa hizi kwa miaka. Hii si mara yangu ya kwanza, lakini sasa kuna generation mpya ambao ndio inaanza, na unavyowaona ndio mwanzo hawajachoka, hawana kazi ya kufanya nyumbani, hawana vibarua. Kwa hivyo watafanya lipi? Watakuwa barabarani kila saa mpaka sauti zao zisikike. Lazima sauti zao zisikike. Lazima sauti zao zisikike.
Let me talk to one of the Gen Z here. How are you and why are you here today?
Mimi naitwa Doris Kisiki, niko hapa juu Gen Z tunasumbuka sana. Pads zimepanda, kila kitu imepanda, chakula imepanda, kazi hakuna. Ako tu hapa anaenda. Sasa Gen Z tumeanza kuchoka leo. Tuendelea aje in future? Tumechoka na tunataka tu hizo vitu zote atoe yote kabisa. Hakuna kutoa nusu nusu.
What do you have to say? The President William Ruto, during his campaign, he campaigned by ensuring that Boda Boda, Mama Mboga and youths were his most supporters. What do you have to say about that?
He lied. Alisema kisijui Mama Mboga mtapandishwa sijui nini bottom up. Hakuna bottom up. We are dying. He lied. He's draining us. Amechukua kila kitu. We have nothing. Tumebaki hatuna kitu. Hata hizo mboga zenye sukuma imepanda pia bwana. Hatuna pesa ya nyama. Sukuma imepanda. Hebu tupunguzie hizi vitu wanafanya. Atoe finance. Hatuna mani nyingine.
Thank you very much. Sir, what's your take on this finance bill?
Yeah, my name is George Otieno and I'm a resident of Mombasa. My take is that all Kenyans need to reject this bill in totality, and it has been a while. Kenya has really been letting politicians get away with a lot, but if this, so be it, this is going to be the beginning of a revolution, and to hold them accountable for their actions and the policies that they bring upon the people of the republic.
People are asking why this time a young generation?
Why this time? There's no better time than this. We the young people have the energy, we have the zeal, and we are going to stand. There's no better time than this. We cannot blame the older generation because it is upon us and it is upon the future of us and our children and the future of the country.
I've seen that some of the issues which you are talking here have been addressed. They say that they have tabled some amendment in Parliament. They will be addressed at the Parliament. Perhaps why don't you want to wait and see what will be happening in the Parliament, but you've decided to come to the street?
We are still recovering from the Finance Bill of 2023. We are not fully recovered. Why then did they have to bring these issues now on the Finance Bill of 2024? Why? We have not even fully recovered from the last Financial Bill 2023. We were not convinced about the payment of the housing levy and other issues that were on the Finance Bill of 2023. That is why we are here, and we are going to stand, and we are going to have it our way. Yeah.
Yes, one word before I hand it back to the studio. Perhaps what do you have to say to other youths who are now watching you at home and other places, because this thing is taking place in several counties?
It is our own risk. We have to take it upon ourselves to come out and chart a destiny of this country. We have to demand and forge a way that we want as the citizens of this country. It is not going to be upon the politicians to chart our destiny. We as the young people have to take charge and control.
Thank you very much. Yeah. These are just some of the youths here. They refer themselves as Gen Z. They are demonstrating, calling for totally rejection of the finance bill. They say don't amend, but reject the finance bill. From Mombasa here at Uhuru Garden, and also here at Uhuru Garden, I'm Boniface Msangi.
Very well. Thank you for that update, Boniface Msangi, speaking to us from Mombasa right there. At this point, we want to take a short break. Of course, we'll be getting back in a short while to continue with this live coverage pertaining to issues on the Occupy Parliament protests.